Good morning and hello. I wanted to bring you all along with me today on a day in my life as a full-time artist. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tiff. I was a corporate girly for over a decade until 6 months ago when I got laid off from my job in tech sales. It was at that point that I decided to take a chance on myself and pursue my dream of being a full-time professional artist. Even though 6 months seems like a really long time, I'm still figuring things out day by day. So I wanted to bring you along with me on this journey because I think that this is a really special and important time of my life. The day that I think we're gonna have together is slightly more structured than my normal day-to-day, and that's because today I don't have a car. It's in the shop right now, which means that I will not be able to drive away from my responsibilities. We will be at home and working very hard. Okay, it's 5 minutes later. The dude just called me, the car is ready. It's not even 9 a.m. yet, but I'm gonna wait to go pick up my car until we get a little bit of momentum. One practice that I find really helpful is to make the to-do list for today the night before. This works really well for me because I typically think a little more clearly in the afternoons and evenings. I can reflect on what I did that day and how that impacts what needs to be prioritized for the next day. And it's like tying a nice bow on your day, being able to reflect and alleviate the cognitive burden for future me, because we all know she is not a morning person. Okay, hi, hello. It is last night. It is yesterday. I made my list. It has 5 things on it. That being said, I would not recommend putting more than 3 things on your to-do list for tomorrow because we have to be realistic about what we can accomplish in one day. The dopamine hit of checking all the things off of your to-do list is just like right there if you will set yourself up for success by not overdoing it on assigning yourself tasks. Keep that in mind when making your list. Like, while it does feel good to brain dump and put a whole bunch of things on your list just so it's like downloaded out of your brain, it is gonna be kind of like horrifying when you look at it the next day and you're like,
girl, I can't do that many things in one day.
24 hours is not that much, and I gotta sleep for like 12 of them. My to-do list has 5 things on it. I did that because 2 of these things are multi-day projects, so I just didn't want to forget that they like exist. Of the things that I think that we can accomplish tomorrow, there are 3 things. I have 2 prints that I want to make. I have these earrings that I've named the Color Theory earring, but I don't have any good product photos for them, so I need to do that so that people know what they look like, and I have some good product photos to put on my website. And then the 2 things, I guess, if you're interested, that I need to do that are multi-day projects. I have a client that is requesting me to paint her and her husband's initials on about 100 of these like bamboo fans. And then the other thing is that I have a commission request, which is very exciting. This lady stopped at my booth at my last market last weekend, and she loved this little mini painting that like probably would fit in this frame. It was a really small painting of a local beach in La Jolla, and she was just like, the minute I saw it, just like my heart lit up, and we had this wonderful exchange, and then she was like, okay, bye, and I was like, no. But then she took my business card, and she actually reached out to me, so that's super exciting, super validating. So yeah, that's my list of 5 things, but I recommend only doing 3. Another hack that I wanted to share is that I keep my to-do list in the bathroom. Having the list be in a visible spot where I'm constantly reminded of what my tasks are will help me stay focused in accomplishing what I actually set out to do the day before. We can go to sleep without having all of that sitting on our brains, making us anxious, and ruining our precious beauty sleep. If you don't floss, you're gross. That's just the truth. Your dentist knows. This is not soap, I promise you. It looks like soap, it's not. It's plastic-free face wash. We don't need to be running the tap like that. That freaks a lot of people out. I've been wearing glasses since the 3rd grade and contacts since the 5th grade. Trusty old night guard. Glasses because we can't see anything. Suddenly she's ugly Betty. Okay, good night. Bye. This past 6 months, I have been struggling with whether I call myself unemployed or fun employed. I think it's hard for people to conceptualize that, like, while I'm not drawing income from a traditional job after getting laid off and not getting another traditional job, like, people kind of still consider me unemployed, but like, I am working. I'm working every day. I'm doing things that are building my business. I'm taking courses at the community college to bolster my knowledge of entrepreneurship and social media, which have been really fun courses. But I think I still kind of am grappling with whether to say that I'm working and feel like that's going to be discounted by whatever audience I'm speaking to, or if I say that I'm unemployed and it's just easier for people to conceptualize. And I'm probably overthinking that because, like, what does it really matter it's not their life, it's mine. Thinking about it a little more, I've decided that like I definitely am working. I'm working towards something, and I'm putting in work every day to hone my skills and sell my work. So that is working. And while I might not be making as much money as I did in the past, there is still some income happening, and that feels really good because every startup has to start somewhere. Like nothing just takes off immediately. The fact that I have any semblance of income coming in from my artwork is a win. So with all that being said, one of the biggest perks of working for yourself is being able to set your schedule. I require a lot of sleep, even though it's like 8:08 a.m. right now. It's nothing outrageous. I still am able to kind of like wake up when I want to and when it feels natural for my body. And I just feel like such a better person when my sleep cycles are more natural and like less jarring from an alarm. And that's been like a big change for me, sleeping so much better. And I think a lot of that has to do also with lower stress levels from not having my old job anymore. Yeah, a big perk of working for yourself is sleeping. It is heaven on earth. Like if after all this everything goes to shit and I have to go back to a desk job that I hate, at least I will know that I did get to sleep. And it was good.
And breakfast for you, sir, is... And you need your thyroid medication, which I will disguise with a little Treato. Here you go. Ah! Easy peasy. Didn't even know.
I wish I had one of those little bamboo whisks, but it's just one more thing I would have to own, so we're just using a little metal whisk, which this thing is sick. I love this thing. Breakfast for me today is a matcha in my special Monty cup and some granola with extra plain oatmeal because it's kind of sweet, and some chia seeds with a scoop of peanut butter for protein. Bon appetit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a big bite, buddy.
You want to go on a walk?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going. It is time for our morning walk. This is such a pivotal point of our day because we go outside and breathe fresh air and look at plants and feel the sun. It is so good, and I often find things that bring me inspiration, like gorgeous architecture or a blooming plant or a really compelling play between shadow and light. A lot of the inspiration for my paintings comes directly from my neighbors' yards, which I think is pretty cool. I'm a very senses-oriented person, so I need new sights and smells to get going, but I also get overstimulated kinda easily, especially by noise, so taking a morning walk and then being able to go back home and work on my art business feels like a good balance of getting hyped up and then coming back down to homeostasis at our safe place. Are you serious, dude? You just peed on my flowers? Speaking of noise overstimulation, I can still hear it. Okie dokie, I just finished the first print. I set a timer and it took me almost an hour to draw it. I used my original painting as a reference, but then I drew this from scratch because I just kind of wanted to do that. Why did I do that? No, I did it because I felt like it prints better when it's just like a fresh digital drawing on the iPad as opposed to a scan of the original painting for two reasons. The first being that it costs $40 to get a professional scan and color correction done by them, and they do an excellent job, but I could cut that cost, you know. The second reason is that I use a lot of bright colors in my artwork, And I find that sometimes, especially the hot pinks, they don't show up quite as vibrant if I do a scan as opposed to the digital drawing. You know what, let me just show you an example. Okay, so this one is a scan of an original painting that I did. You can see the brush strokes and kind of the paper texture a little bit better. The colors are pretty close, but I know that they're not exact. Whereas this one was a digital drawing of a little mountain cabin scene, and the colors pretty much identically match what I'm seeing on my iPad. The bright pinks under here and the bright pink in the sun is very vibrant, and the blue is like, so I really liked how the digital drawing turned out. You can still see the brush strokes. I mean, like, really, they're both fantastic. I think these are my two favorite prints, and I have nothing to complain about here, but it's just like, this is $40 more than this. A lot of the people who want to buy my art are looking for something that's really accessible. So I keep my prints around $15 to $20 depending on the size. And I think that makes art a lot more accessible for people who want something beautiful made by somebody local, as opposed to getting something that everybody has from the big box store. Like if I see that freaking long-haired cow in another apartment or Airbnb, I'm gonna scream. Before I do the second print, I'm noticing that the light is getting to where I want it for shooting product photos. The light here is pretty fleeting, but we do have some good sunlight here in the morning, and then in the afternoon, the light in my bedroom turns beautifully diffused and bright. So I'm gonna take a pause from doing iPad work and jump over to shooting product photos for my earrings. I usually take photos of my art at this time by putting it in the shade while the sun is bright. This is good for avoiding shadows and glare while still maintaining color integrity. Give you an idea of how fast the sun is moving. It's been like 5 minutes since that shot I just took, and the sun has already come, what, like 6 inches over, so we're losing our light. That might be the end of this. And now I have to pee, so let's check the to-do list again. All right, our to-do list is looking pretty good. We finished the lemon print and took Monty on a walk, ate breakfast, etc., etc. It is only 11:30 a.m. I feel pretty great about that. Those of you who are wondering what the heck this is just an empty frame that I put a piece of lined paper in, and I'm using my trusty Neocolor 2 pastels, and they're water soluble, so you can just kind of like write on things, and when I am done with it, I just take a wet piece of toilet paper or tissue and just wipe it off. Having a bit of analysis paralysis right now because I know that I need to go get my car. The guy said it was ready this morning, and that kind of just like threw a wrench in my plans for the day, and my brain is not computing this new addition to the plot. The to-do list says that I have to make one more print and then finish up the photos. I really don't want to like screw up the workflow. I'm just really worried that like if I go and leave the house now and spend like $25 on an Uber to get to the mechanic, that I'm gonna lose momentum and I'm not gonna be kept accountable to this grand plan that I had for the day. And this is like such small peanuts. When I say it out loud, I know this sounds ridiculous and like,
Girl, just do it all. It's fine. You're gonna be fine.
I don't know. I'm gonna go get my car. You're gonna stay here and you're gonna watch the house because you're the man of the house now. You're not coming. Oh, the tail. Don't look at me like that. No, you're not coming. No. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. My God. No, you can't come. You can't come. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is how scatterbrained I am. I just left the house and I haven't even called the Uber yet. Well, I got my car back, and the good news is that he didn't charge me anything because all he ended up having to do was just grease up some parts. But the bad news is that a part that I do need is not available on the market. Like, they literally don't make it. So we're gonna have to wait until they do. Okay, fast forwarded, we got the car, we're back home now. I have finished my second print. It's these little tomatoes, similar style. I didn't time that one, but it took me a little bit longer since the tomatoes have more detail in the little planty part on the stem. I'm gonna send these both off to my favorite local print shop so that they can help me make some prints in time for my next market. So we can check off another task from our list. So we've checked off 2 out of our 3 core to-do list items, which is honestly a better track record than what I normally have. I don't want y'all to think that I'm some sort of like hyper-productive doer person, because I am not. I am very undisciplined and very easily distracted, and if nobody holds me accountable with structures and systems and check-ins, then I will go rogue. Moved into the bedroom because the light you can see is a little bit better in here than it was this morning when I was getting out of bed. It's around 2 o'clock right now, and from about 2 to 4 the light gets really good in here and the curtains help diffuse it. This is where I like to take selfies for business selfies. Bright indirect light also makes the skin look great, and since I'm modeling the earrings myself, I'm gonna need all the help that I can get. And it would be really helpful to have someone take pictures for me, but since Monty doesn't have thumbs, I'll be using my tripod and Bluetooth remote. That's enough of that. It's only like 2:15 right now. We've got plenty of time left in the day. So I can edit them, slap them on my website, and make the listing go live. Like that's way above and beyond what we set out to do today, and I love that for us. I usually just use my phone for editing photos. I like to use Lightroom because of the preset function. Hehe, that's me. That's me. And that's me. That one's cute. Depending on how much tweaking I think the photo needs, I can usually get away with just using the native editing function in the Photos app. But I also like using Lightroom for its presets feature, which gives me more consistency of the aesthetic of a group of photos. We'll go with one that I called Sardine, because that really brightens me up a little bit. See? You can see the earring with all of my neck hairs. Just finished posting the photos of the earrings to my Instagram. I tried to keep it simple by just doing the images that I edited earlier, and then it has a song over it. Chill vibes. I am really trying not to overthink social media because I will spend way too much time and energy on it. I'm not gonna quit doing social media, one, because I'm pretty addicted to it, but also because it is a good funnel for my business, but I'm also not going to pour all of my energy and effort into it. We're done doing that. Set that to active. Save it. See what that looks like. Okay. That pretty much concludes today's workday. We worked from about 9 a.m. until 4. What we got done was drawing up the lemon print, drawing up the tomato print, sending both of those off to our local print shop, and then we took product photos for the Color Theory earrings that I'm still wearing, edited those photos, and then uploaded them to the Shopify product listing, published that product listing, and then posted the photos to Instagram as a carousel. That ended up being about like 5 different tasks, which grew from the 3, but they were all related, so I'm still counting them as the 3-task rule that I mentioned earlier. I think it was a pretty successful work day. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me and learning a little bit more about what somebody who is self-employed as a professional artist does when they're left to their own devices. Thank you so much for joining me on this day in my life, and I look forward to being with you again in the future. Bye!